Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
I just got to say this. Just give me a moment to rock with this.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Black folks keep talking about, like I see a lot of black people that's not nationalists, who it's FBA and ADOS and all of these other configurations, whatever they want to call themselves. And everybody says the same thing. We need more black doctors. You know what my question is? Why do we need more black doctors? For what? Because you don't believe in having black hospitals. You don't believe in a black nation. You don't believe in us controlling it. So what are we producing black doctors for? Shouldn't there be a reason and a purpose? And because there's no purpose for producing them, do you think that has something to do with the fact that we don't?
And
maybe if we had our own black medical system, maybe if we had our own black hospitals, then we would produce more black doctors. Maybe if we were actually building something, we would have more architects and engineers. If we were actually in charge of something. So all of these people who claim that they want all this black professionalism, I always ask them, why? Why do you want it? So you can help power up white people's system? So you can make it more efficient? So you can be so you can have involvement and participation in their structure?
That's what it's all about. It's always been
Holla,
about that.
and holla. And I know you probably didn't catch the other early information that I brought up earlier about
No, I covered everything.
Oh yeah, but it's just the fact that, like I said, the fact that if I had chosen the job, even the job that I'm working, although it's going to be it's still in the South in Atlanta, I'm probably going to be the only black person in that space. And so what does that do to the black engineers and the black professionals? It puts stress on us, because what you're doing to us now is we have to be the burden for everything. So I remember when the George Floyd situation was happening, and you have a situation where you got black folks begging for black psychiatrists. Well, since we don't own since we don't, like I said, we don't have anything of our own, black psychiatrists are now overwhelmed because all of these black people are coming to us, but we have so few of them that we now have to put stress on ourselves to make sure that they meet your needs. And then we got to worry about going into our workplaces because we're the only black person there. So we got to put on a mask and hide what we truly believe. Because Ronan can attest to this, about how you got some black folks who really about it, but because we got to go up in a hostile space, we got to straighten up our hair. We got to cut our hair. We have to do all of this stuff to appear palpable, even though we know we don't want to do it, and we're going to be stressed.
Yo, I got to break out, but I want to throw y'all alley-oop. Just allow me to say this.
Peace, brother.
If identity politics in America makes no fucking sense, it makes no sense. What should happen is, if you don't believe that we should have a nation of our own, then what you should be is an American. Everybody living in America should consider themselves an American. Fuck where you came from. Fuck all of this. I'm something of descent. Who gives a shit? This is where you live. So it makes no sense. It's like you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. On one hand, you want to be a nationalist, and then on the other hand, you don't want to be. You want to be American, then you don't want to be American. Which one is it? That's the thing that bothers me, is the inconsistency. The reason why identity politics makes absolutely no sense, because if you want to be an American, if that's what you define yourself as, then what you should be doing is trying to bring this country together, where everybody who's living in America, forget where you came from, forget you being Italian and Chinese or whatever, you're just American, and you rally around that, because you cannot have a country based on everybody just doing their own thing.
Holla, before you go, you alley-oop it, and I'm about to. Ain't that the exact same thing that white people tell black people whenever we say, if we go into a neighborhood and we see too many American flags, we know that's not the right place? How many times do you hear white people say, aren't you American first? Aren't you an American? They real quick to tell you that.
Right. But see, this is the problem, Jabari. We got a bunch of mouth breathers talking for us. These people, these woke people that's interacting with white people, they don't represent us.
No.
So I can totally understand why, as a white person, would be fucking confused. It's like, well, wait a minute. I thought you wanted to be an American, but then when we say this is American, you're like, well, I don't want nothing to do with America. Well, which one is it? See, we're consistent.
Yep.
We're consistent. We want our nation of our own. We want to control, we want social, economic, and political control of our environment. We want to control a piece of territory. We want to have our own hospitals. We want to have our own police. We want to produce our own weapons. We want to do everything for ourselves from top to bottom. We are consistent. These woke people are inconsistent. That's why we call them militant integrationists. That's why we call them Black Power Americans. They're talking out of both sides of their mouth, and white people are confused, as they should be. They should be confused. Hey, I'm trying to be your ally. No, I don't want you. You white. Well, which one is it, nigga? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get something of your own, or are you trying to participate in our system? And all I can say is, I think everybody on this phone agrees, Liberia is our nation state.
Period. In the discussion, there's no
You can't compare to the status right here. Legendary worldwide, we can battle right here. Listen, Junior, I'ma tear back your wig. This ain't TV, but I'll show you what a fear factor is. Stop grilling me, and all that fronting is killing me. You leave me no choice but to hurt your feelings, G.
About to slap rappers around and bruise the game.